Perfect.
All right.
Awesome. We're good to go?
Yes. How are you?
Awesome. Shreya ji, I am really well. Thank you so much for coming. I mean, it's so good to see you. And the best part is you come forward to support me in this little tribute journey that I'm doing for Sir. And it's an absolute
Yeah.
honor to have you in the podcast. So it's like it's a dream come true moment for me. And I have to be
My
honest,
pleasure.
I have not slept for the last 2 days, being excited and nervous. And
Why so?
no, I mean, I've always adored you, Shreya ji. And then a couple of years ago, when you were here in Melbourne, I was right in the front row. And towards the end of the
Oh,
concert, I said, Shreya ji, thank you so much for coming. And you gave me a thumbs up and said thank you just before you went to the
it's my
backstage.
pleasure.
These things mean a lot.
That is so sweet. I'm absolutely thrilled to be here, Chander. And what you're doing is such a sweet gesture, being a fan of someone you look up to, who has been a big part of your life. I feel you because I belong to that group of people who adore and absolutely look up to Rahman sir. So I'm excited equally like you to be part and been talking about none other than Rahman sir.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Shreya ji. And look, this is how should I put it? This is something that I decided to not. It wasn't really an idea. It just happened to be because it was just so that probably sometime early March, I think that's when I was myself looking for an A.R. Rahman podcast and nothing came up. And straight away, I spoke to Sir and told him, Sir, there isn't a podcast for you, and I want to create one. And you know how Sir responds, he just smiled, and that was it. And it's been a great journey, and I've had 54 guests so far, and I'm
Wow.
so thrilled to have you. And I have no words to explain. So thank you once again, and it's from the bottom of my heart. I have no words to express.
That is so sweet. But I totally feel why everyone is joining in because the kind of respect that he deserves and he gets, and much more than I think, not just India, worldwide, there are people who look up to him. And for especially for Indians like us, um, as musicians or listeners, he has been a revolutionary musician. Like he has changed the
Yeah.
way we thought of music, Indian music, and he has transformed the way Indian music should be heard, should be enjoyed.
Mm.
Uh, because of course, it's path breaking work what he has done, and continuously for decades now he has been
28 years.
working with that kind of passion. And I don't see ever that Rahman sir has not being in his best form. I feel he's constantly transforming and he's not stayed in that like the 90s Rahman sir is not exactly now exact the kind of music he's doing is so different from what he used to do in the 90s. So uh, we all as musicians and fans and ARR lovers, as we all call ourselves, we have been a part of that journey.
Yeah.
Absolutely bang on with his journey. We have been stuck to him in every way.
Course, of course. Shreya ji, well, I mean, of course, you've done so many songs with Sir, and then there's plenty more to come, which I cannot wait. And I was just wondering, do you remember the first time ever when you met him? Any
um,
memories?
Actually, I think Panchatan, I used to go to Chennai for recording
Yeah,
I started my career in films in the year 2002, the film release Devdas.
yeah,
So from the very start, I started in Tamil music also. Tamil industry, I got a chance to sing for Karthik Rajas,
mm,
and he introduced me to Ilayaraja sir. So I used to be very frequent to Chennai then,
yeah.
and my dream was always to meet him, sing for him. I
Wow.
mean, like like any other singer, that was the ultimate
Yeah.
achievement for any musician to be able to collaborate or sing or even meet or
Mm,
even be acknowledged by someone like him. Um, So I used to go to his studio to drop in that.
Mm.
Those days were CDs, but
Mm.
you
Mm.
we used to send our CDs. So Noel sir used to be his secretary,
Yeah.
his PA, and he was very sweet. He used to, of course, say that so was
Mm.
always busy,
Mm.
I'm
Mm.
sure. So we used to drop in our stuff that I want to want. So one day he finally decided that probably he had heard about me or some of my music. And then finally I got a call from Noel.
Wow.
And and then I think I sang for a film called Unakku 18 in a
Manippaya.
19 some
Yes, yes, yes.
uh it was a song called Aragina Aragi
Correct.
Askava.
Correct.
That was the first song I sang for
Yeah.
him,
Yeah.
actually. Following which Mundeva happened. It was very in the consecutive years, I think, in that very beginning of my journey with Rahman sir. So that's where it's all started, you know.
Right. What was it like when you met him for the first time, Shreyaji? Were you nervous or
Oh
it was?
yeah. See, the thing with the Rahman sir is that he has a huge talent. So, you know, when you meet someone who you adored, and to be honest, like when I was growing up,
Mm.
of course, I was only kind of exposed to classical music or Bengali music at my home, and Hindi old film songs.
Yeah.
At my place, at my home, my mother, my father, everyone who used to listen to music were only limited to the either the old music or classical music or Rabindra Sangeet and Bengali music, you know, as such. I was not much exposed to the contemporary music
Yeah.
in all my growing years.
Yeah.
Like maybe there was few landmark films and albums which we had to listen to from the neighbor's house or from friends, but they would not play at my place. But the only cassette which I kind of pestered my dad to bring me was Roja.
Wow.
And and Roja, that cassette, बिचारा that cassette तो घिस गया था. Like it used to play so many times. I think eventually we had to buy another one because it had gone bust. And you know, as I don't know how old was I. Which year did it release, Roja?
Uh,
Must be I. This
nine-
is all
92.
just early 90s, right?
Yes, yes, yes. Yes.
1991 or
Correct,
something like
correct,
that, right?
correct, correct.
So I was so young then. I was 6 years old,
You're still young,
and
Shreya.
I no, I won't say that. so so you know, from that time, I used to have a. I had not seen him. There was no much of television exposure like
Yeah.
how we have today. You make a mental picture of the person who created a music like this.
Yeah.
So with that kind of aura, that imagination, you grow up, and eventually you see him in interviews, and as TV
Mm.
became popular in households, and we used to see him. Some live concerts of his were
Yeah.
aired, and so many other songs, so many other films he did.
Yeah.
And I used to perform all. I used to only pick up his songs like Kehna Hai Kya and things like that whenever there were programs in our community.
Yeah.
So I would sing those songs, you know.
Nice.
So to see that from there to when I first came to Panchatan and meet him, so
Yeah.
that journey has been humongous, and it's a shock. It's a shock of adulation, nervousness,
Yeah.
the fact that this is my one chance to impress him, and you know, so many things go in your head as a aspiring singer
Yeah.
or a fan, whatever you are. You're all mixed up. You can't
Yeah.
be just a singer. Then you are a
Yeah.
fan first, you know. So that happened, and I don't really remember the feelings, but of course I was
Yeah.
a mess. But he really makes everyone around him very comfortable because he
Mm.
himself is very shy. He doesn't speak much. In fact, Rahman sir is much more, I feel, open, and he is very good with interviews, and he's talking to people. There's a big change. When I met him first, he used to be a person of only 2 words at max. You know, okay, yeah, okay, do it. That, you know, that kind of uh, just 2 3 words, and the thing is done.
Yeah.
Uh, so yeah, the experience has been absolutely fantastic, and to see him at work
Mm.
in the process, being on the mic and seeing how he makes that magic happen.
Mm,
And
mm,
I am getting to be a part of it. You always see as a third person. Then
yeah,
you become like, okay, I am the performer here, of course, but I'm also learning how he works
yeah,
and what goes through in the studio in the making of each and every hit that I've heard, how it happens. So I'm getting to experience it firsthand. So yeah, Munbeva and all that was crazy. I mean, I'm listening to the track and I'm getting goosebumps right then, although it's half baked. Even the song is not fully done, you
yeah,
know. So I have sung the song, and after that, so many things happened. And when I get to hear the final track, when it comes out, it's just like a transformation. Already a beautiful, magical tune, and the basic programming, whatever he had done,
yeah,
additional stuff, the mix, the master, the sound, everything. Then I'm not thinking about me as the singer that it's my song, it's Mundiva. I'm singing, I'm thinking it's Rahman sir's one of the best songs that have come. Wow. So it has always been like that till date. Like even when Taregin released, I
yeah.
was like, because I sang this in Pavai, in the Pavai
Mm,
studio,
mm, mm,
and Taregin was beautifully composed.
yeah,
The arrangement was roughly almost there,
yeah, yeah,
whatever is the final thing, the
yeah,
arrangement was already fixed,
yeah,
although the live things were not done.
yeah.
um, so I knew that it's crazy, the transitions of the, from where it starts and how it ends, the transition of
Mm,
scales and everything.
mm.
But when you hear it in the final product, you know you forget that I'm a part of that song. I forget my participation in it. I just listen to Romancer's magic. That's what happens to me. So
Amazing.
that adulation has not changed.
Yeah.
I am still equally in awe of the way he does his work, the way he uses vocals very differently.
Yeah.
I have so much to talk about him. I mean, it's a process to be in the studio and watch him um,
Mm,
create melodies and create magic, and how differently he treats a phrase. And I keep analyzing how what is his way of the technical part of it, like how he gets very, I feel he gets very easily bored with repetition, so he does not repeat his, in a
yeah.
song
True.
every second bar of the song is
Mm,
different.
mm,
He will not repeat his rhythms. He'll not repeat his, chord progressions or the instruments.
mm,
There has to be a element of surprise, but at the same time, there is an underlying, um, you know, phrase or a repetitive thing which is going on very subtle, which you'll not
yeah.
realize what it is that is binding the whole song together.
Yeah.
So, like now, I will not let you talk only, Chander. That's the
No,
problem.
that's exactly the whole objective, Shreya ji. Because I honestly I want to keep my mouth shut and I just want to keep listening because this time is
No.
precious and I just want to hear. That's it.
No, when it's always fun to have, in fact, it's not just like this for this podcast, but when we musicians or composers or singers meet, we often end up talking like this. We often discuss romancer. We often, I get calls from some selected people in my industry. जब भी मेरा कोई भी रहमान सर का गाना आता है,
Yeah.
because we are all fans, that immediately I'll get a call ki I listened to your new Rahman sir track, and oh my god, did you hear what he did in the Antra, the first verse, and how that, we discuss in that kind of language.
Amazing. And I mean, one of the things that I wanted to ask you, Shreyaji, was a number of, I mean, almost every song, there is magic in it. And then some of the songs, it's like a slow drug, it's a slow poison. And it haunts you later. And there are so many of those tracks as well. And then, to be honest with you, something that I experienced very, very recently. So, since this COVID situation, I work in IT and I have been working from home for the last so many months, and it has been very stressful from various factors. But music, without music, I probably wouldn't have even survived. And but there was this one particular day I was going through a lot of stress, and then magically your version of Aaromale started playing in the shuffle
Oh.
from
Mm.
VTV, and then it did some magic. And I started to feel better, and then I started to get even more productive with whatever I was working on. Believe it or not, I am not saying this to exaggerate, but I put that track on repeat and it played about 1,000 times that day to get through whatever I was doing. And that was the only track which was going in a loop. There are so many tracks like this, but
Mm.
how do you feel when you've been part of something so magical? Like, I mean, I don't know, we as listeners, we are super gifted to be getting this tool called music to be surviving in this current circumstances on even
True.
otherwise. And how do you
Absolutely.
feel that when you have actually been part of that magical journey?
So like how you spoke of Aaromale, Aaromale particularly is a track which I have very
Yeah,
special memories with.
yeah,
Uh, because I have worked on many songs for him in Hindi and Tamil,
of course.
and some Telugu songs also. But Aaromale is not a song; it's an emotion.
Yeah,
It's not. It doesn't have a structure as such.
yeah.
It just transports you to some other world, which you can
Mm,
not put in words. What that place is, and I'm telling you, I felt that night
wow.
when I was recording. Um, Usually, sir's recordings happen when you are like awake the whole day and you finally going to doze off. That's when the call comes that, okay, we are ready. Let's record. That's what happens. And that happened that day also. Uh, we had recorded Manippaya in the morning,
Yeah,
and he told that we have another track. And anyway, my flight was probably the next morning
yeah,
from Chennai. So I had to stay back, and we thought, "Ki probably maybe I'll sing in the next
yeah,
morning. I'll get to sing. We'll,
yeah,
of course, postpone our flight tickets
yeah,
to the next day or whatever."
yeah,
But of course, as usual, I got a call at around 12 o'clock that please come to the studio. We have to record this. So I arrived. My mom used to be always with me, so
okay,
she is bichari dozing off in the waiting area, and I am now in the Panchatan main studio. So
yeah,
Panchatan has uh, the original place, which of
yeah,
course after the floods in
correct,
Chennai, which
correct,
happened a couple of years ago, it has changed a little bit, but
yeah,
the vibe is same.
yes,
It used to have this nice soft blue carpet, okay, and I arrive and Rahman sir is already creating
yeah, yeah,
the loop of the song on which we will jam
mm,
and
mm.
create it. And he has lit up his
Candle.
candle,
I was just
and
about to ask you about that.
yeah. So he's in his zone. I have
Yeah,
entered and I've been asked to, yeah, okay, okay, go take. It's that. Okay, all right. I go and take. I'm on the mic and he just got to tell me, please, can you jam something on this? And think this is Rag Bhageshri and do alaps or
yeah,
the word is Aaromale.
yeah,
Aaromale means this
yeah,
because it's a Malayalam word and it's
yeah,
beloved.
yeah,
And this is the song. And I'll tell you what to do. You start. I do not remember the time I started till the time it ended. I do not have memories of
wow,
it. Like how
wow,
much time went by in that time. Maybe the candle, how much of it melted, only could have told me how much time passed because I had a out of body, spiritual experience that night
wow,
singing this track. It was, maybe 2 in the night. I'm singing this and I come out dazed, like
wow,
because the track was so beautiful and he was playing something while I'm doing my alarms.
mm,
He's guiding me through his chord progression.
mm,
So he's always done that.
mm,
While I'm on the mic, he's pushing me in a certain direction without telling me. So that's how it has happened.
yeah,
And that track, how of course it was a very long track because I ended up singing a lot more, and
yeah,
then he chopped up and made a track out of it, I'm sure. But to be honest, that's the song's memory. I do not remember when it started, when it ended, and
right,
it has never happened to me. And any
wow,
song that I've recorded, I'm very aware of what I'm doing on the mic, but in that particular song lost the sense of self and time and place.
wow,
It was a really spiritual moment for me,
wow,
and I have never experienced it ever again. in
Wow.
any song that I've recorded.
Really?
So
Wow.
yes, so it's a very special song indeed.
Amazing. And now you know why this track was helping me so much very recently.
Yeah,
This was only a week or so ago. And
yes.
Shreyaji, one of the other things is, of course, with the journey that you've had with Sir again, you and I both would know about Sir's sense of humor, and it's
Hmm.
very spontaneous. And it's
Yeah.
of course one needs to know Sir a lot more to actually know about his sense of humor. I'm just curious to know your perspective on this.
I find him actually quite hilarious. I mean, he has a very different way of looking at people and situations, and so his sense of humor is very introspective, and it comes at a very unexpected time when you're not expecting. So the timing is very different with Sir, and it also depends in what kind of mood he is in. He
Yeah,
has to be very relaxed that time to have that kind of moment.
yeah.
And in my initial days, I have only seen Sir
Mm.
running around like there were people waiting, like the biggest names you
Yeah,
can think of, from directors to lyricists and everyone waiting, because there were so many parallel films going on at the same
yeah,
time. I
yeah,
don't think he had time to even have a good time in his life, to have a laugh here and there. I have actually started seeing him in a lighter mood of late.
right.
And in the last past few years, I have had time when Sir is sitting and he's spending that extra 10 minutes not talking about the song or the film, or he's just joking. And sometimes he gets a little, he loves his children and he really wishes that they all become,
Yeah,
they do their best. So he will poke a little fun on his, maybe his son, on his, at his cost. He will have a little fun. And also and I do find him a adorable father.
yeah,
And so I am seeing a very different side of Rahman sir of late.
right,
That
right.
he's a family man, he's a father. He has these moments of, you know laughs, and he has this comics timing that I never noticed earlier, because I've only seen him too busy and always uh sleepless, like always
Really?
finding time to sleep a little bit, you know. So to find a very relaxed man who has given so much to
Yeah,
us,
yeah.
and this legacy of music, and finally he's getting the time to enjoy his life and to look back
Mm.
and also work with that sense of calm. It's just very, very joyous to see that. And yeah,
Yeah.
I do see his small spurts of laughs, and it's very cute, I feel.
Yeah, of course, of course. In fact, you know what, Shreyaji, this was only a couple of months ago. This is my ARR room. So on the
Yeah, I
back,
can
you can
see
see
those
all
pictures.
pictures with Sir. Every time I've traveled from Australia to his concert, I've met Sir and I've taken a picture with him. So I was setting up this room and I called it ARR room, and then I shared the
Mm.
pictures to Sir, and then Sir had a look and he said, "Okay, this all looks good, but have you found a girl yet? You need to get married."
Look at him. See, that's what. That's why. See, he is really, in that whole sense of humor, he really has shown how much he cares for you also.
Correct. And this is the only thing that he catches hold of me every time I talk to him.
Yeah.
When are you getting married, man?"
Mm, mm. True that, true that. He's very
Anyway,
interesting person, indeed.
and there's also another song, Shrey. I have to tell you, I'm into running here. I run marathons here in Australia, and then I don't know if you have been to Great Ocean Road when you have traveled to Melbourne. Um,
Yes, yes, yes. I
okay,
have traveled
so
here.
every year there's a marathon that happens on Great Ocean Road, and
Right.
I run that. I've been doing that for 9 years, and then especially last year when the race happened, of course there was a point where I kind of hit the wall, and then I didn't know how to even progress. I had another 14 kilometers to run, and
Mm.
this one track of yours made a huge difference. Barsore, and I am not saying this to flatter you, Shreyaji. This really meant the world to me that day. And that track went in a loop until I finished that 13, 14 kilometers. And
Wow.
for some reason, it had magic and it just took me. Any memories that track brings to you, Shreyaji? Because
Wow.
it's such a
So
phenomenal
many.
track.
Of course, I mean, Barso is such a big milestone in my life.
Yeah,
2007,
yeah,
I was recording this. Um, and to ever sing for the most coveted
mm,
combination,
mm,
Rahman sir and Mani Ratnam sir.
yeah,
Just to think of working with this duo was like a thrill for me. So when I got to know that I'm singing for this film, Guru, and I'm going to be meeting the most amazing partnership, I would say, of mentor and collaborators. So I just was in firstly seventh heaven, and then to know that there will be Gulzar Saab writing this song,
yeah,
so this couldn't get better for me. I mean, I was so thrilled. And when I heard the song, so basically when I heard the song, and I always used to get the tune beforehand.
yeah,
Uh, like when I'm sitting outside in the waiting area with a Walkman. Uh, who used to teach me? I forgot who taught me the song. Somebody just gave me the Walkman. So rewind, play, listen to the tune because it used to be na 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 na. Something like it's na 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 la 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 la. So you have to remember this tune before you go into the
yeah,
singing room with all the lyrics in hand. And I'm trying to make sense of the meter here. Uh, so which tune part is for which line? I'm trying to put everything in
mm,
perspective. And Gulzar Saab has also come now, and he's so loving. And of course, I have a great repertoire and very beautiful relationship with Gulzar uncle
yeah,
over these years.
yeah,
But that was one of the first initial times I got to meet him. So
yeah,
I was very nervous, firstly. Um, but when I went into the studio, again, that beautiful transformation happens the moment you get inside the main Panchatan studio,
correct.
like the original Panchatan
Yeah, yeah,
space. You enter that place and everything, the whole world shuts off around it. And we are trying to do some magical things. And sir is doing fast some programming. He's playing some things and he's changing, he's cutting, pasting. He's thinking, oh, we should change this. So, okay, yeah, go. I don't even know whether the tune, what I've learned, is right or not. What am I going to do once I'm on the mic?
yeah,
But the fun started once I came onto the mic and he just went from there. Song changed from where to where in
yeah,
that session.
yeah.
Actually,
Wow.
there were many other things which were happening in the song. They were
Yeah,
all changed.
yeah,
All the variations that I took in improvisations, uh, they all became a part of the composition then and there. He was like constantly playing his progressions and pushing me to do something on it. And the harmonies on Nanare
yeah.
were so magical because there were
Wow.
some 10 different harmonies which I did on that. So
Wow.
those are all my voices below Nanare Nanare, and it's
Mm,
so cool. And I was like,
mm,
oh my god, I've never sounded so cool. I have never sounded so cool ever. Like this is the Rahman magic that I have always wondered why every artist sounds so different in his songs.
yeah,
Like they do. I mean, um, he and then how he. So when you think that okay, this song in these parts, such lovely melody is going, there will be so many different chords and melodic things will
yeah,
happen underneath.
yeah,
He stripped it down completely and made
yeah,
it so rhythmic and um, even the percussive nature of the song, the percussion, the use of the sampled kind of
yeah, yeah.
percussion sound that he used
Wow.
is so unlike what I would have thought he would have used.
Wow.
And then how he brings the Gujarati folk in
Mm,
the and from them the melody starts and the antra is just crazy. So the thing is, the whole process was evolution of a song in that studio. In that
mm,
few hours we
mm.
saw Gulzar Sab also jamming then and there, changing his
Wow.
lines. He had written a lot of other lines,
Wow.
out of which he so everyone was collaborating in that room.
Amazing.
And that
Amazing.
is the power of the greats in one room, Mani Ratnam sir, Rahman sir, Gulzar Saab. And I don't
Including
know what I
yourself.
was doing there. I had no idea what I was doing, but I was like having fun. I had so much fun, and then I got to hear the song finally, and then I understood everything. Because till then I was just having fun, but did not know what was going on. Like, what is the final song going to be?
Yeah.
And how it turned out, how it was um, picturized.
Yeah.
It became an iconic song, not just for the whole cast and team and everyone, but for me, it was one of the biggest milestones of my career.
Wow.
So
Amazing.
that year, Barso happened, and
Mm.
I probably had not sung extremely rhythmic songs till
Mm.
before that.
Wow.
So Barsore, following which I did something for other music directors, and so my image also kind of changed from that
Mm.
song
Mm.
onwards.
Mm.
Like
Mm.
otherwise, I was getting to sing only romantic songs or
Mm.
only classical based songs,
Mm.
but I was not getting to sing something which was out of my zone. So I got to do that in this
Amazing.
song.
Amazing. Great, Shreyaji. The thing is, I've been always curious, Shreyaji, because regardless of the language, whenever you pick up a song and you start singing, it's just flawless. And I'm always curious as to how you prepare yourself, especially just before the recording, and then you just nail it.
No, I don't do any preparations. I just go with a fresh mind.
Yeah.
I need to have my sleep before that
Yeah.
so that I'm not tired. That's all. Because if I'm tired, then I can't do my best, I feel.
Yeah. Yeah.
Unlike Rahman sir, I think he works best without sleep. So I feel I cannot do that.
Yeah.
I feel I need to have my rest.
Yeah.
And I need to really go inside the studio with a empty mind, because if I
Mm.
have a um, so actually it has been a process for me, because have been days where I've done
Mm.
3 4 songs in a day.
Mm.
So like hopping between studios, different languages, different genres of songs.
Mm.
I'm just going into a studio with just having finished a different song, and
Mm.
um, my mind would be full of that tune or that experience. So I feel I've somehow learned how to switch off. And when I enter the studio, I'm in the when I'm with a certain composer, I switch off whatever I was thinking of,
Right.
whatever I was doing before that. Even if there were some, other issues, like life goes on, so there will
Yeah.
be personal
Yeah.
issues, there are
Yeah.
some work related issues.
Yeah.
My mind becomes completely calm and switched off when I
Amazing.
enter a studio. So that's the only
Amazing.
preparation I need.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you need to have, of course, the mornings are very important, that you warm up before you
Yeah.
leave for the recordings. A little bit warm up is
Yeah.
important.
Yeah.
And otherwise, the studio itself is your warm up place. Like you do
Yeah.
your stretches and your
Yeah.
vocal stretches when nobody's listening to you, nobody's looking at you, and you quickly do it in a corner and start your work.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Shreyaji, there's one song that I would definitely like your thoughts on. Duet with Sir Neethane, which was
Oh,
again another
yeah.
massive groundbreaker.
Oh, yeah.
What was it
I
like? I'm
have to
sure it
say.
must bring back some memories.
Yeah, that was again quite a thrilling experience, because I do not think I have a duet before
Mm,
this song with him.
mm,
I have heard a lot of his duets with others, but not
yeah,
with me. So I was very thrilled that he has his voice. And you know what? Rahman sir's vocals
yeah,
have a magical quality to it.
mm,
And there is no second person who can do what he can do. It's an effortlessness that he has in his voice, and there's
yeah,
some emotion which comes
mm,
automatically without him trying also. I feel he
mm,
doesn't have to try.
mm, mm,
He just has to sing his melody, and it flows in so beautifully. uh, and how he has there's a part which overlaps, I think, mm, which overlaps when me I have to take a run on whatever he's
yeah,
singing.
yeah,
And he was right then. He recorded this song, and it was in Bombay studio, this Powai
yeah,
studio. And I was like, oh wow, this see, this is all happening. It's not a pre-thought thing. He's thinking all of
wow,
that right then and there, and he's just asking me to do this. While he's
mm,
thinking of his
mm,
lines, he's
mm,
asking me to do certain things over that, and his progressions and everything is coming right in place. There's so
mm,
much complication if you
mm, mm,
go into the
mm,
details of the musicality of it,
mm,
but everything falls very
mm,
smoothly.
mm,
So I think geniuses like him, it takes no effort for him to even think of complicated stuff like that. For us, it becomes like a school. Like we will start thinking, analyzing, oh my God, how did he think like this, But for him, it doesn't. So, like, greats like this come very, very rarely on the planet Earth. And when they do, and when you see them at work, you'll feel there's not even a, he's not even making that face to think. He's just doing it like he's breathing. He
Yeah.
sang it like that. He composed it like that. And how it turned out finally was absolutely magical. And how people loved it. That's
Yeah.
even like the ultimate reward is that, how the audiences
Of
lap
course.
it up.
Of course. And Shreya, there's absolutely one more track that I definitely have to mention, Thumbi Thullal. Especially
Ah,
in the phase that
wow.
we are still in, and this track released, you have no idea the
Hmm.
magic it has created. And I just can't
Right.
describe it with words, but this is a track that has to play a number of times every day, and it played even this morning. No exaggeration here. Any memories of this amazing track?
So this is just pre-COVID lockdowns
Yeah,
started. I had gone to Chennai for recording a couple of songs for him,
yeah,
and this one was straight from the classic Rahman sir book. And the moment it started, so Karthik, his
yeah.
engineer,
Engineer.
he was like, "Hey, this is Rahman sir's like classic Rahman sir, isn't it?" Like we were all thrilled. So I was learning the song, and uh, we started recording it in Rahman sir's, and he was in a very, very jovial mood that day.
Right,
Like he
right.
was just joking around, he was just having fun, and he's just like, he was so easy that day. Like, and I was like, okay, this is something I kind of craved for a long
Yeah,
time, being a listener myself. Um, every Rahman sir fan, especially from my age group who has lived that time, when we were all growing up listening to
yeah,
all his क्लासिक
yeah,
तक्षक ये
yeah,
सारे जो गाने थे उस वक्त के so we
yeah,
want to hear a typical classic the 90s style Rahman sir a little bit we all crave for it I was like
yeah,
yay we get to do one something like this after so long of course I forgot that I'm singing it I was like oh this song will be like so much loved by all my friends who we have a few of these friends who
yeah,
are all Rahman sir geeks like we listen to everything that
yeah.
releases of this so I will love it they will all love it I will tell them keep something like this is coming for you guys just wait so then I forgot that I'm singing oh I have to sing also okay I sang and we had so much fun and of course, like how Chandar, how it happens is when I'm singing the song, I had no idea what all will be done on the song once I leave the studio.
Yeah, yeah,
So many things were added, like small, 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 small changes, and
yeah,
those added, you know, nadaswarams to
yeah,
the percussions to from
yeah,
electronic percussions to Indian rhythms to Indian instruments to Western, the blend. Nobody can think of a blend like this. Nobody. Like there is, if you put logic to it, there is no logic, but it all makes sense. There is no logic to why it's coming after this, but it sounds so cohesive and so wonderful. So I told
yeah,
sir when the lockdown happened, even I was feeling
yeah,
very low because
yeah.
someone like me who has only lived outside the house has never been at home
Mm.
for months stuck at home and not leaving for recordings, not leaving for concerts, not flying anywhere.
Yeah,
It's a new life you have to get used
yeah,
to. And I was
yeah,
feeling very
yeah,
low, to be honest. And when this
yeah,
song came and the monsoons were just about to hit that time, the
yeah, yeah, yeah,
monsoons in Bombay are like we celebrate
yeah,
monsoons like that. We wait
yeah.
for Barish. Barish makes you romantic, you listen
Of
to no
course.
music so I like, oh, this weather and this song, and I'm sitting in my balcony and listening to on a loop, and my husband is like looking for me. Where am I? And
Yeah.
I do not listen to my own songs like this on a loop, Chandar. I don't listen to my own songs. I listen to it once after
Wow.
it releases, then I'm done with. It. I don't
Oh.
get attached to it. I said, okay, it's good. If I keep listening, then I'll be like, okay, I'm wow, what all I've done. And then I'll start finding faults in it. I do find a lot of faults in my singing and I get bored of it. So I don't listen to it. But for this song, it was such a relief for me as well, because
Yeah. Yeah.
a song of this nature, it's not just a great song,
Mm.
it's a great
Mm.
production. There's so much happening. Like, it's like again a homework that I get to do my typical Rahman sir analysis, like what all he did here.
Yeah.
Oh my God, this progression. Oh my God. And I don't have anybody to talk to, and I don't have anyone to discuss it with right now because I'm stuck at home and I'm not getting to meet anyone.
Yeah.
So I called Rahman sir, said, "Sir,
Yeah.
thank you for this.
Wow.
Thank you for this gift. Uh, you know, it was so necessary and I'm so glad that you released it in a time. It's a celebration song.
True.
It's a song of a festival.
True.
It's a pre-wedding.
Yeah. Yeah.
You can see all the
Yeah.
animation is
Correct.
also
Correct.
done very nicely.
That's right.
So you needed that fresh breath of air which he gave, because there is a lot of negativity on news and everything was very
True.
negative.
True.
So I'm glad. I hope that now soon this lockdown is over, the film will release and we can all
For sure.
invent the song
For
again.
sure. For sure. And for sure, Shreyaji, the thing is, I mean, I don't know what we will all be doing without music, and then especially with your collaboration with Sir, it only adds to the magic. And then I feel very blessed, Shreyaji, to be existing in this era with in the presence of Sir and the likes of yourself, because I don't know, I probably wouldn't have survived without music, and I'm sure there's millions of others who'd definitely tell the same thing. So Shreyaji, the thing is, I mean, I really wanted to, just thank you from the bottom of my heart to have done everything that you have done so far, and I would like you to please do more and more, because
Of
this
course.
is really helping us. It's helping the universe to survive, not just the current times, even pre-COVID. Music has been such an amazing thing. So please continue to do so, and more collaborations, and can't wait to see the magic flowing out of Panchatin. If I had to
Yes,
say week after week there should be a new track, I can
I
only
know.
dream about it.
So can I. And I want to reciprocate the same kind of love and gratitude to you and fans and musicians, music lovers who are listening.
Yeah,
Otherwise, what's the point of doing music if there's not an end result to it? If it's not
yeah,
giving, like how we, while doing music, we find so much joy out of it. Uh, and if it doesn't translate to you and it does
yeah,
not give you a sense of
yeah,
happiness or gives a emotion in your heart,
yeah, yeah,
then all the efforts of sitting and doing anything from Panchatan is, gone to nothing.
yeah,
So it's I just wanted to reciprocate that being you, what you're doing is equally important, and thank you for being there. And I'm loving the fact that you're doing this podcast with all the guests and people who worked with him, and even if they have not worked with him, people who really have been inspired by
for
Ranansa.
sure.
I saw snippets of something that you have sent me. Even Amit Trivedi's you
Yeah,
did, and there's a little part of Rahman sir in every new composer, a
yeah,
new
yeah,
singer. It is inevitable, and we all are very grateful that we are in the era of Rahman sir. And I hope that this inspires more and more musicians to take up music and do serious music. And
yeah.
it's not like serious music has to be serious music.
Mm.
As Rahman sir has not done ever a song to prove a point. He's
Correct.
always done music which is magical and has come from a very intelligent and very spiritual space. So we need more like him, and this is a like, through you I'm giving this message to him that what he's doing through his conservatory also is very, very
Yeah,
important.
yeah,
And I'm so glad that he's not just satisfied with what he's done. He's trying to create a whole new generation of people
yeah,
who will continue this dream and the way of loving music and doing music and
yeah,
worshiping music. And it's very important
yeah,
to secure a, very, very safe to say that we have a good generation ahead of good musicians, and we need it very badly now. So thank you for having me do this with you all. And
Thank you.
all the best, Chander.
Thank you,
And
Shreya ji.
hope that you continue this podcast with many more
Thank you. Thank you so much.
guests.
Shreya ji, before I let you go, can I please take a picture with you? I'll put you on the bigger screen and you can stay as you are. Is that
Oh,
okay with you?
yeah, how will you do that? Do it.
So
I'm okay.
you can just stay as you are. I'm just going to put
Okay.
you on the bigger screen, and
Yes.
I will be taking my phone and clicking a picture. So this I'm treasuring this moment, Shreya ji. This is I don't know if it will happen again. Okay,
Say
great.
cheese.
And Shreyaji, thank you so much once again for being part of this, and thank you for supporting me in this journey. You
Of
obviously
course.
would have had, you would have always had nine reasons to say no, but you just
No,
came forward and supporting me, and it
I'm
means a
also a
lot, Shreya.
Rahmaniac, or yeah, there are so many terms like that. I
Yeah,
am part of many of these groups. Very silently, I follow them. I follow many of his fan clubs because I am part of it. So I
yeah.
absolutely
And
loved being here.
And actually, what's also happened as part of this journey, podcast journey, is there's something called the I Love ARR community, which has
Hmm.
evolved as part of this journey. And hundreds of fans from every part of the world have come and joined me in this journey. And they are trying to support me in this journey that I'm on. And there are so many of them who are looking up to you as an idol and, a massive inspiration. If there's any one last message for those aspiring singers in the I Love ARR community, that would be amazing, Shreyaji.
Um, Words of wisdom do not come that often in my head because I'm not that wise, to be honest, because I'm a very emotional person. So I'll only speak from the heart, and I'll say that music na is something that should not become a job, should not become work. It should
Yeah,
stay as a part of your system in such a way that
yeah,
without listening or singing or playing your
yeah,
instrument or practicing, you feel the day
yeah,
is incomplete. It should not,
yeah,
it should become like how you breathe, how you eat, how you take a bath,
yeah,
how that is the way that the feeling should be for this art. And if you have that kind of passion, you're going to go a long way. And don't take
amazing.
shortcuts in life, because in this time,
Yeah,
do people tend to see that okay, shortcuts do work for a lot of people, but that's not for
yeah,
long term. You
yeah,
keep the right people as benchmarks in front of you,
yeah,
people who really have made a difference in music, and you need to become one of them. You don't need
yeah,
to just do it for the sake of fame and success.
yeah,
Do it for the love of music, and then you will be there for longevity and forever, so that's my
amazing.
only few heart to heart words of not wisdom but truth.
Amazing, amazing. Shreyaji, thanks a million for coming. I have to thank you from the bottom of my heart, as I said, and then I have no words to express, but it's a dream come true moment for me, for someone I've absolutely adored, and I'm here one to one. I just feel that I'm blessed. And when Sir was on the podcast, again, he was there for an entire hour, and then I told him, Sir, my idol, and you're there one to one, and I don't know what to even say. And he said, your intent is right. That's all he said.
Hmm,
And I think that
correct.
had a very deep meaning.
That is so true.
Yeah,
Yes, I agree that you have a very good intention. So I really want to give all my love to you for your efforts. And I'm sure this is going in the right direction, and it'll reach out to all ARR fans and people who anyway know Rahman sir's work, but it'll reach out to all people who have not had the access to know his real life, a little bit of insight towards his life and
yeah,
music.
yeah.
Yes.
Awesome.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Shreya ji. Thank you so
Yeah.
much. Have a great day then. Thank you so much. Bye.
Bye.